Good evening, guys. A good evening. A very, very warm good evening to all of you. I'll just put the link. Good evening, guys. Hello, good evening, everybody. How are you all doing? How are you all? Saurabh, good evening. Welcome. I hope you're all doing great. You're all in the best of your health, healthy, happy. Yes, just give me a final good evening and then we can start this class, please. Yes, can I get a final, good evening so that I can start the class? Yes. Okay, I think we're in a good place to start. Yes. Sleepy? अभी तो आए हूँ अभी से स्लीपी हैं okay, good evening, guys. Good evening. I hope you're all doing great. You've all been having a lovely week. You're all in the best of your health. On that note, let's start. We will be doing a very important PYQ passages. Yes, we will do these CSAT comprehension passages for you to fine tune your preparations for your CSAT paper 2. That is going to help you solve better. You'll be able to read the passage and know what the answer is. Yes, on that note, let's start. Just a quick announcement for new batches have already started. तो अगर अभी तक आप लोगों ने enroll नहीं किया है, guys, please do it right away and avail the benefits. There's going to be complete syllabus coverage. There are going to be live classes by top educators, and NCRT plus prelims test series is also going to be taking place. So please take the subscription. Please take the batches and avail the benefits. Also, guys, this learner's journey, it is like a roadmap from that is starting from this month till next year September, which is going to provide you entire comprehensive coverage of everything for your prelims 2022 examination and your mains 2022 examination. Yes, ये lecture daily रहेगा. We will do it from Monday to Friday every day at 4 p.m. So let's be very focused on that. Yes, sort of every day we will be doing this. If anyone has any doubt, any query, any confusion, you guys can let me know. Okay, I'm starting just a quick revision of the fact that, guys, हर साल जो है comprehension में about 25 to 30 questions आते हैं. Each question is for 2.5 marks. Negative marking is also there. So please let's ensure that this part of our CSAT is completely very strong, because students who are not very fine with their maths can really resort to this for qualifying the CSAT paper. And there's of course LR, logical reasoning, and all of that. You can keep practicing that also alongside. Yes. Okay, also just a quick few things that I have to tell you, guys. कभी भी ये passages में आपको pre-assumption के mood में नहीं आना है. You have to be very, very fresh. You have to know what the question is asking. If the question is asking conclusion, you have to tell the conclusion. If the question is asking a rational inference, then you're going to be telling the inference. If there's going to be if it's going to be asking you what is the crux or critical message, right, then you will be focusing on critical message. Yes, sir. Please provide playlist of comprehension. Okay, sure. I'll do that. Yes, so you need to be very, very careful as to what exactly is is the question asking. If you do not understand this point, you will lose out on marks, trust me on that. We've been doing comprehension for the last 15 days here only, and what we've realized is that this is the most important part. Then of course time management. If कभी कभी जैसे 2019 में passages बहुत लंबे थे, 2020 में comparatively passages काफ़ी छोटे थे. Yes, so you never know. Imagine if there comes a scenario where there are very lengthy passages. In order for that, for you to tackle that, you need to learn time management. You can't just keep sitting on one passage and ignore the others. You will have to pace your preparation. And now how are you going to ensure that your time management is intact? But you're going to do that by including a lot of reading in your daily routine. So if you're reading an article or in the Hindu that doesn't make a lot of sense, even then read it, because it's going to in turn help you in CSAT. Yes, no knowledge ever goes to waste. Always remember this, guys. And mark the important keywords. You need to mark the important keywords कि उससे आपको फिर आंसर ढूंढने में ज़्यादा आसानी हो जाएगी. One important thing that I'd like to tell you, guys, always read what the question is asking and then go ahead and go through the passage. That will help you understand the demand of the question and how you will answer it. Okay, chalo. Hello Ankit, hello everybody, lovely to have you guys back. Sorry I was not available yesterday, even though it was a Wednesday. I actually got my vaccination, that is why I couldn't be available yesterday, but I'm back. Let's do this from Monday to Friday, every day from 4 to 5. If you want, we can also do it on Saturday. Let me know in the message section. Okay, on that note, let's start. All the very best, guys. We're going to be doing the first passage that is on your screens right here. But before that, just like I said, first we will understand what exactly is the question asking. In this question is asking what is the most important implication. Yes, so let's write it down here. Most important implication. Right? Okay, let's understand. Tony Stark, good afternoon, good evening. Okay, yes, let's see what the first passage has to say and let's mark the keywords. The Arctic's vast reserves of fossil fuels, fish and minerals are now accessible for a longer period in the year. But unlike Antarctica, which is protected from your exploitation by the Antarctic Treaty Framework framed during the Cold War and is not subject to territorial claims by any country, there is no legal regime protecting the Arctic from industrialization, especially at a time when the world craves for more and more resources. The distinct possibility of ice-free summer has prompted countries with Arctic coastline to scramble for great chunks of the melting ocean. You don't have to think about कि ये सब ये नहीं पूछ रहा है, आपको इसमें अपनी GS की knowledge नहीं लगानी है. Just focus on the passage. I'm reading it once again for all of you. The Arctic's vast reserves of fossil fuels, fish and minerals are now accessible for a longer period in a year. But unlike Antarctica, which is protected from exploitation by the Antarctic Treaty framed during the Cold War and is not subject to territorial claims by any country, there is no legal regime protecting the Arctic from industrialization, especially at a time when the world craves for more and more resources. The distinct possibility of ice-free summer has prompted countries with Arctic coastline to scramble for great chunks of the melting ocean. What is the most important implication in this regard, guys? India can have territorial claims on the Arctic territory and free access to its resources. Melting of summer ice in the Arctic leads to changes in its geopolitics. Third, the Arctic region will solve the world's future problem of resource crunch. And D, the Arctic region has more resources than Antarctica. Guys, please be very, very careful. Feel free to take more time, but ensure that you're giving the right answer. Please be careful. Ankit, go through the passage again. Aram se, there's no hurry. Tell me, this is a practice session, so it's okay if you take time. Tell me the correct answer. What is the most important implication? Tony Stark, we are also going ahead with that. We're going to see what the passive question is asking, and then we will read. Actually, you want me to read the entire answer and the question and then go ahead with reading the passage? That also works just fine for me. No issues. We can do that. Okay, final answer. You're all going with B. Divya, sure. So, आपको पूरा passage हिंदी में कराऊँ मैं? Do you want me to do the entire passage or the answer? Where are you? आप कहाँ अटक रहे हो दिव्या? कहाँ अटक रहे हो आप? Okay, final answer, guys. Final answer, and with a big smile. Come on, have the confidence and have the strength to answer this. Come on. डरना नहीं है, कॉन्फिडेंस से करो, है ना? अब तो इतने पैसेजेस कर लिए हैं हमने. Come on, do it with the confidence, guys. Come on. Okay, guys, I'm going ahead and telling you the final answer. Since okay, let's wait for a few more learners to tell me the answer, guys. Come on, tell me the answer as to what exactly is the most important implication of this particular passage. Implication का मतलब होता है क्या इसका तात्पर्य है. What does this imply? What is this passage trying to imply? What is this passage trying to finally say? What is the final conclusion that this passage is trying to say? Okay, so guys, the correct answer is B. All of you who went with B, good job. Okay, the first one, of course, is an assumption. Guys, your first one is, of course, an assumption. India can have territorial claims in the Arctic territory and free access to its resources. That's entirely an assumption, and that is not even like close to what the implication about this. What is the outcome? I remember implication like the outcome, right? You can just write it down here. Yeah, then melting in summarize in the Arctic leads to changes in geopolitics. Now geopolitics के context में अगर हम देखें, ये देखो there is no legal regime protecting the Arctic from industrialization, especially in a time when world craves more and more resources, of course. Then last line पढ़ो इसमें, the distinct possibility of an ice-free summer has prompted the countries with Arctic coastline to scramble for greater chunks of the melting ocean. Yes, now of course that is the implication, right? Melting of ice tea in the Arctic will lead to geopolitical changes. Then third one, however, the Arctic region will solve the world's future problem of resource crunch. Now again, this will come under your solution. Yes, and the D statement, the Arctic region has more resources than Antarctica. That is again an assumption. That is again an assumption or an argument. And even here, argument it could be. But it is not an implication. Implication is this. Outcome is this. That melting of ice tea in the Arctic leads to changes in the geopolitics. Right? Okay, can I get a thumbs up from all of you, please? 15 minutes into the lecture, so that I know you're all following, you're all listening, you're all understanding. Anyone? Yes, can I get a thumbs up from all of you, please, so that I know you're all understanding, you're all following the first passage that we've recently done. Vandana, Nivedita have gone and shown me their the fact that they're able to understand. Okay, what about others? Come on, guys, give me a final thumbs up so that I can move ahead with the next passage. Come on. Okay, perfect. Okay then. Okay, good job, guys. Chalo. Good. Chalo. I'm really happy that most of you got this first passage absolutely right. Let's go ahead with the next passage now. This is asking, what is the crucial message conveyed by the above passage? Guys, this question is asking what is the crucial message. Just skim through the question once so that it will be easier for us to go ahead and see the passage then. Just skim through the question. Ma'am, please increase the duration of your class because exam is now in around the corner. You want me to do it for more than 1 hour? Yes, good afternoon. Okay, Priyanka, I will definitely consider this and let you know. Yes, okay. Yes, okay, let's go ahead and read the passage now, guys. Let's go ahead and read the passage. Today we'll be doing about 6 passages. Okay, now this question is asking what is the crucial message that is being conveyed by the above passage. Now, Okay, Priyanka, you want me to cover more passage? Okay, let's aim at 10 passages. Or let's do one thing. Weekend pay, let's do the entire, like let's try and aim for more and more passages. And on weekdays, 4 to 5, how much ever we can do, we can do. We'll plan it out like that. Okay. Okay, so let's read the second passage. Being a member of the World Trade Organization, India is bound by the agreements that have been signed and ratified by its members, including itself. According to Article 6 of the Agriculture Agreement, providing minimum support prices for agricultural products is considered distorting and is subject to limits. The subsidy arising from minimal supports cannot exceed 10% of the value of agricultural production for developing countries. PDS in India entails minimum support prices and public stockholding of food grains. It is possible that in some years the subsidy to producers will exceed 10% of the value of agricultural production. Let's go ahead with it again. Mahima, good evening. I hope you're all doing great. Let's go ahead again. Let's go ahead and read this passage and skim through it once again. Being a member of the World Trade Organization, India is bound by the agreements that have been signed and ratified by its members, including itself. According to Article 6 of the Agriculture Agreement, providing minimum support prices for agricultural products is considered distorting and is subject to limits. The subsidy arising from minimal supports cannot exceed 10% of the value of agricultural production for developing countries. Public distribution system PDS in India entails minimum support prices and public stockholding of food grains. It is possible that in some years the subsidy to producers will exceed 10% of the value of agricultural production. Select the correct answer, guys. What is the crucial message conveyed by this passage? A. India should revise its PDS. B. India should not be a member of World Trade Organization. Third, for India, food security collides with trade. And D. India provides food security to its poor. Select the correct answer, guys. I'm waiting. All the very best. See? Okay. Are you guys sure? Read the passage again, guys. Everybody has gone with C. Everybody has gone with C. Tony is going with A. D, A. I think A. Priyanka is going with A. Tony is going with A. Saurabh is going with A. Okay. Tony, I got it. You're going with A. Okay. Okay. Anyone else is left to answer? Otherwise, I can just go ahead and discuss the answer. Guys, the final answer to this is A. Guys, crucial message पूछ रहा है. Food security collides with trade. Now, food security collides with trade का मतलब है your food security and trade go hand in hand. Vandana, no guys, most of you are wrong. For all those who went with A, you all have got it right, except that all of you who have gone with B, C and D, you all are wrong. See guys, second one तो हो ही नहीं सकता है. India should not be a member of World Trade Organization. How can that be a crucial message? How can that be a crucial message? How can that be a crucial message कि इंडिया को member ही नहीं होना चाहिए? Of course, the second is wrong. For India, food security collides with. How is this the crucial message? They're just saying a fact, right? This is just a fact that India के लिए food security जो है, it collides with trade. How is this a message? How did you think it was a message? Collides us in tandem, in congruence with, in collaboration with. Food security collaborates with trade is what they're trying to say. Yes, and D, India provides food security to its poor. कहीं बात ही नहीं हो रही है poor की, तो कहीं मतलब कहीं mention भी नहीं किया है. They're just talking about developing countries. Not once have they mentioned the word poor at all. Yes, that is why D also you could have eliminated, and E is the most logical one, right? India should revise. बहुत clear message है. India has to revise its PDS system in order to, that is the message that this passage is trying to give. Look at this. It is possible that in some years the subsidy to producers will exceed 10% of the value of agricultural production. अगर जो है कई सालों में सब्सिडी जो है प्रोड्यूसर्स को इट विल एक्सीड टू 10%, देन ऑफ कोर्स देयर नीड्स टू बी सम सॉर्ट ऑफ रिविजन इन द पीडीएस, राइट? कुछ थोड़ा तो लॉजिक आप लोगों को भी लगाना पड़ेगा ना गाइस. यू कैन रीड द पैसेज अगेन. दीज आर शॉर्ट पैसेजेस. you can afford to read them again. Read it once again. Being a member of the World Trade Organization, India is bound by the agreements that have been signed and ratified by its members, right? According to Article 6 of the Agriculture Agreement, providing minimum support prices for agricultural products is considered distorting and is subject to limits. The subsidy arising from minimal supports cannot exceed 10% of the value of agricultural production for developing countries. ये देखो, यहाँ देखो, PDS in India entails minimum support price and public stock holding of food grains. उसके बाद what is it going up? It is possible that in some years the subsidy to producers will exceed 10% of the value of agricultural production. क्रक्स और मैसेज तो यही रहा ना कि भाई अगर पीडीएस सिस्टम इंडिया रिवाइज नहीं करेगा तो उसको दिक्कत होगी. इट विल बी डिफिकल्ट फॉर देम टू सस्टेन देयर एग्रीकल्चरल अग्रीमेंट. यस, isn't that what the passage is trying to say? For India, food security collides with trade. कहाँ पे ट्रेड की तो एक बस पासिंग में बात हो रही है. How is that the crucial message? Guys, be careful. You cannot afford to get these questions wrong at this point. Yes, please be careful, guys. I'm expecting सब सी बोलते हो तो सब सी नहीं बोल रहे. अपना be confident, be very very confident with what you're answering, and be very very कोई cheating नहीं करनी है कि ऊपर सबने सी लिखा तो मैं भी सी लिख देता हूँ. Guys, this is not going to work now. It's literally less than 40 days are left for prelims. We need to be a little more careful, guys. If you want your passages to be right, come on, we cannot let our guard down now. Okay, chalo, let's go ahead with the next passage. But before that, it's just a quick announcement. If you are not able to do your current affairs properly, this is the right time. You can enroll for the 70-hour course for 360-degree coverage of current affairs in a very, very crisp and effective manner, right? And there are going to be multiple sources that are going to be used for this coverage, from be it your Hindu, the Indian Express, the Press Information Bureau, your budget, economic survey, etc., right? And this is going to be really beneficial for all those who are giving the examination with full seriousness and confidence this year. Okay, and remember guys, your crash course is also here for English and bilingual batches, right? So you can take these crash courses and enjoy the benefits. Okay, and guys, one more announcement before we go ahead with the third passage. 60 minutes में आपको 56 questions करने को मिलेंगे. Please use the code PRET live to avail the benefits. Yes, this is Unacademy Combat. It happens every Sunday at 11 a.m. So please do take the subscription and please do enroll for this and avail the benefits. You will get the link in my description, in the description of this video. And guys, do not forget to like, share and subscribe if you've not done it already. Let's go ahead with the third passage with all seriousness and let's do this. Okay, let's see. Okay, this question is asking what are the assumptions that have been made. Let's write it down here. What are the assumptions? And if anyone has any doubt, guys, stop me at any point. I have no issues. Okay, going ahead and reading the third passage, marking the important words. India's educational system, okay, is molded on the mass education system that developed in the 19th century in Europe and later spread around the world. The goal of the system is to condition children as good citizens and productive workers. This suited the industrial age that needed the constant supply of a compliant workforce with a narrow set of capabilities. Our educational institutions resemble factories with bells, uniforms and batch processing of learners, designed to get learners to conform But from an economic point of view, the environment today is very, very different. It is a complex, volatile, and globally interconnected world. Okay, let's go through it once again. Assumptions push the question that will be coming up to you. India's educational system is molded on the mass education system that developed in the 19th century in Europe and later spread across the world. The goal of the system is to condition children as good citizens and productive workers. This suited the industrial age that needed the constant supply of a compliant workforce with a narrow set of capabilities. Our educational institutions resemble factories with bells, uniforms, and batch processing of learners designed to get learners to conform. But from an economic point of view, the environment today is very, very different. It is a complex, volatile, and globally interconnected world that we are in. Yes, sir. Okay, now what are the assumptions that we can make out from the passage? First, India continues to be a developing country, essentially due to its faulty education system. Second, today's learners need to acquire new age skill sets. Third, a good number of Indians go to some developed countries for education because the educational systems are a perfect reflection of the societies in which they function. Select the correct assumptions that are being made, guys. Be careful, and I hope you're all able to read and understand. Final answer, guys. B. Most of you are going with B. Okay, final answer. D. Okay. C. Okay, I'm not saying this. You, the people who have yet to answer will get clouded by the opinion. Just go ahead and answer, guys. Then we'll discuss. Guys, the correct answer is B. This was an obvious choice. It's okay, I'll tell you. Guys, see, first and third you could have easily eliminated because this is nowhere talking about societies working in perfect, perfect reflection of societies in which they function. Educational system that are perfect reflection. ये कहाँ से assumption लगा रहे हो आप? कोई भी पॉइंट इस पूरे पैसेज में ऐसा कुछ भी रॉन्ग अजम्पशन नहीं है. बिल्कुल कोई भी पैसेज का कोई भी पॉइंट में ऐसा नहीं लिखा है कि भाई द सोसाइटीज दैट रिफ्लेक्ट द बेस्ट, ऐसा कहीं भी नहीं लिखा है. यू ऑल आर राइट हुएवर हैव गॉन विद बी. कहीं भी ऐसा नहीं मेंशन किया है गाइज कि भाई एजुकेशनल सिस्टम आर अ परफेक्ट रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ द सोसाइटीज इन विच दे फंक्शन. सो इफ यू एलिमिनेट 3 यू लेफ्ट विद ऑटोमेटिकली बी एंड दैट्स हाउ आई गॉट माई आंसर. कहाँ दिमाग लगा रहे थे इतना? कौन है जो ये 2-3 करके बैठा था? इधर आओ तुम. ये सी वाले बच्चे मुझे इधर बताओ भाई, जरूरत ही नहीं है ना. यस, ऑप्शन 3 could have been eliminated in a jiffy, and even the first one for that matter. Where is this assumption that India continues to be a developing country because of its education system? Nowhere is the passage even hinting at that. So how can you assume it? The author is nowhere hinting at the fact कि faulty system की वजह से ये आपके preconceived notions है जो आ रहे हैं कि हाँ faulty education system की वजह से इंडिया एक developing country है. मैंने इसलिए बोला था come with an open mind, do not assume before you coming to do the passages. Very important, guys. Did you get a hang of it? हाँ एग्जैक्टली ए फर्स्ट एंड थर्ड तो हैज़ टू बी रॉन्ग, थर्ड वन तो बिल्कुल ही गलत असम्पशन है, बिल्कुल ही परफेक्ट रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ द सोसाइटीज तो कहीं कुछ मतलब there's no hinting only. I'm good at assumption. Chalo, good. I'm sure everyone's getting better with every day that we are practicing. I'm sure you all are getting better. And these are all PYQs, guys. These are not passages that I've taken from somewhere. These are all PYQs. This is a 2019 PYQ if I'm not wrong. Okay, let's go ahead with the next passage now. This passage is asking what is the most logical and rational inference that can be made. Most logical and rational inference. Are you all enjoying? Because I am really enjoying teaching you guys these passages. Can I get a okay, can I get a thumbs up at 30 minutes into the lecture so that I know you're all following, you're all with me, no one's lagging behind. सब live lecture आराम से मेरे साथ जा पा रहे हो. Yes, can I get a thumbs up? I want you all to be interactive. जब तक आप लोग interactive नहीं होगे, you will learn lesser. So जितना आप interactivity, जितना आप questions पूछोगे, जितना आप interactive होगे, इतना ही better समझोगे चीज़ों को. What about others? I've only got 2 to 3 thumbs up. Come on. I need a thumbs up from everybody, guys. I need a thumbs up from everybody to go ahead so that I know you're all following. Okay then. Ma'am, please one time explanation meaning of logical and okay, Vikram. Sure. Ask me. Pure मजे. Okay. Yes. So logical and rational जो inference का क्या मतलब होता है? Inference पहले तो हम implication होता है outcome, जैसे मैंने अभी बताया. Inference क्या होता है? बचपन में आप लोग chemistry पढ़ते थे तो question आता था ना, what is the inference of this reaction? है ना, आता था. तो what is the reaction of this passage? है ना. तो मैं इसको रिएक्शन के तौर पे भी आपको लिख सकती हूँ ताकि आपको बेटर अंडरस्टैंडिंग रहे. बट येस, ट्राई एंड अंडरस्टैंड इट इन द कॉन्टेक्स्ट ऑफ व्हाट विल बी द रिएक्शन, व्हाट विल बी द आउटकम, नॉट आउटकम पर से, बट व्हाट विल बी द एक्शन ऑफ दिस रिएक्शन. Right, like that. Let's see how the passage goes and understand it in a better light. What is the most logical and rational inference? Inference का मतलब है final reaction that has happened. Yes ma'am, we are enjoying. You're very energetic. That's why we need more duration of your class. Priyanka, if you want, you can join my free classes on Unacademy platform. Yes, Prashasti Arora is the name on I teach on Unacademy platform also. You can join me there. Yes. Okay, this is my first class of CSAT. I'm learning now, but please share tips and tricks. Sure. Okay, yes, let's go ahead and read the passage. Now the passage goes, the practice of dieting, one of the favorite questions for everyone, passages for everybody. Yeah, okay, the practice of dieting has become an epidemic. Everyone is looking out for a way to attain that perfect body. We are all different with respect to our ethnicity, genetics, family history, gender, age, physical and mental and spiritual health status, lifestyles and preferences. Thereby, we also differ in what foods we tolerate or are sensitive to. So we really cannot reduce so many complexities into one diet or diet book. Yes, this explains the failure of diets across the world in curbing obesity. Unless the reasons for weight gain are well understood and addressed, and unless habits are changed permanently, no diet is likely to succeed. Yes, very interesting passage. Let's read it once again. I really enjoy reading passages like this. मुझे तो बहुत मजा आता है. Okay, the practice of dieting has become an epidemic. Everyone is looking for a way to attain that perfect body. We're all different with respect to our ethnicity, genetics, family history, gender, age, physical and mental and spiritual health status, lifestyles and preferences. Thereby, we also differ in what foods we tolerate or are sensitive to. So we really cannot reduce so many complexities into one diet or diet book. This explains the failure of diets across the world in curbing obesity. Unless the reasons for weight gain are well understood and addressed, and unless habits are changed permanently, no diet is likely to succeed. Okay, how many classes will be conducted for CSAT in this series? It's a daily CSAT, practice session that we do from 4 to 5 Monday to Friday. Yesterday we didn't do it because I had my vaccination, but otherwise we're doing it every day. Yeah. Okay, let's see what is the most logical and rational inference that can be made from the above passage? A. Obesity has become an epidemic all over the world. B. A lot of people are obsessed with attaining a perfect body. Third, obesity is essentially an incurable disease. And D. There is no perfect diet or one solution for obesity. Tell me the answer, guys. फाइनल आंसर गाइस, ध्यान से सोच समझ के. थैंक यू कावेरी, वेरी एनर्जेटिक. इफ आई एम नॉट एनर्जेटिक देन यू विल ऑल स्लीप ऑफ. 4 o'clock वैसे भी है आफ्टरनून में है. आई डोंट वांट यू ऑल टू स्लीप. टाइटिंग टू वर्ड ही नहीं होना होता डिक्शनरी में क्या? Okay, most of you are going with D as per as my consensus says. Okay, I will also go with D for sure, but I'm not the one that should go ahead and tell you the answer, so I will just keep shut. Okay guys, D is the correct answer. Good job guys, we're all right guys, congratulations, we're all right. Good job guys, you've gotten the hang of it. I'm happy you've gotten the hang of it. ठीक है, अब देखो C तो आप आराम से एलिमिनेट कर सकते थे. ठीक है, obesity is essentially an incurable disease. यहाँ ये तो भाई कहीं मतलब दूर दूर से कोई इन्फ्लुएंस नहीं है. रिएक्शन की बात अगर हम करें, है ना, then A, obesity has become an epidemic all over the world. It's just a fact, right? It's just a fact that they're stating. And B, a lot of people are obsessed. Guys, मेरे को ना B और D में मैं एक बार देखा मैंने. I got a little this thing कि B भी हो सकता है. But then when I read the word obsessed, and then when I realized that ये लिखा है a lot of people are obsessed with attaining a perfect body, that could be like a message or like an argument or like a assumption, but it can't be a reaction to this is that there is no perfect, मतलब final यही है ना इसका crux कि भाई there is no perfect diet or one solution for obesity. Yes, I was. Achha, you were Kaveri, you were confused with A and D. A, why obesity has become an epidemic all over the world? No, so obesity has become an epidemic all over. That's just a fact. How can that be a inference? Inference means कि भाई कुछ reaction क्या हुआ, मतलब अगर dieting कर रहे हैं लोग तो क्या हो रहा है? You know what is happening essentially. That is why I was a little confused between B and D. But then when I read the word obsessed, then I realized कि भाई इसमें obsession, it's more like an assumption then. Because यहाँ नहीं लिखा है everyone is looking out for a way to attain that perfect body. No one saying इसमें ये नहीं लिखा obsessed. ये तो हम अपने preconceived notion से बोल रहे हैं कि obsessed हम सोच सकते हैं. But it's like more like a message or like an argument, right? And that is why मैम really अच्छा लग रहा है आज पढ़ते. Okay, that's great. Okay, Sujit, yes, D is the correct answer, guys. Did you all understand how to eliminate though? Are you all getting a hang at how to eliminate though? So I went, अच्छा you good with assumption, but assumption कहाँ पूछा है इसमें बाबा? इसमें आप लोग जब भी अपना पेपर लेते हो ना, हमेशा इस पार्ट को अपने जो भी पेन से जो भी उससे आप हाईलाइट कर लिया करो guys. It will really help you out. What is the most logical and rational inference? You need to mock it. Okay, chalo, let's go ahead with the next passage that is on your screens right here. Let's see what this passage is saying. Which of the following is the most logical, rational and crucial message given by the passage? Most logical, rational and crucial message. हाँ कोई नहीं कावेरी. Once you start attending my classes every day, ask the learners who have been attending it for the longest time. They are getting a better hang of it. Don't worry. Okay, let's see what the most crucial, rational and logical message of this passage is. Monoculture carries great risk. A single disease or pest can wipe out saddles of the world's food production, an alarming prospect given that its growing and wealthier population will eat 70% more by 2050. The risks are magnified by the changing climate. As the planet warms and monsoon rains intensify, farmlands in Asia will flood. North America will suffer more intense droughts and crop diseases will spread to new latitudes. Select the correct answer. Yes, let's read it once again. Yes, your monoculture carries great risk. A single disease or pest can wipe out swaths of the world's food production, an alarming prospect that gives us growing and wealthier population that will eat 70% more by 2050. The risks are magnified by the changing climate. As the planet warms and monsoon rains intensify, farmlands in Asia will flood, North America will suffer more intense droughts, and crop diseases will spread to new latitudes. Chalo, let's see what is the most logical, rational and crucial message given by the passage. A. Preserving crop genetic diversity is an insurance against the effects of climate change. B. Despite basics, monoculture is the only way to ensure food security in the world. Third, more and more genetically modified crops can save the world from impending shortage of food. And D. Asia and South America will be the worst sufferers from climate change and the consequent shortage of food. Priyanka is going with A. Final answer, most of you going with D. Guys, the correct answer is A actually. The correct answer is A. Most rational and crucial message. Preserving crop genetic diversity is an insurance against the effect. Guys, एक बात बताओ, ये आपको crucial message पूछ रहा है. It is not asking the conclusion or it is not asking the solution. If you were asked the conclusion or like a solution, you could have gone with D. देखो बी वाला तो डिस्पाइट greatest monoculture is the only way to ensure crop, that's more like an assumption, more like a fact assumption, right? Then more and more genetically modified crops only can save the world from, again, this is an argument, right? But this, however, is your message कि भाई अगर जेनेटिक क्रॉप डाइवर्सिटी को आप लोग जो है प्रिजर्व होगा वो, तो इट विल एक्ट लाइक एन इंश्योरेंस अगेंस्ट द इफेक्ट्स ऑफ क्लाइमेट चेंज. Yes, that is what they are trying to say. मोनोकल्चर क्या होता है? मोनोकल्चर, ये तो आपको थोड़ा सा अपने आप नॉलेज लगाना चाहिए था ना. मोनोकल्चर बेसिकली वन क्रॉप पर लैंड, राइट? एंड क्रॉप डाइवर्सिटी इज मल्टी क्रॉपिंग है ना. तो उस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में अगर हम देखें तो प्रिजर्विंग क्रॉप जेनेटिक डाइवर्सिटी इज एन इंश्योरेंस अगेंस्ट द इफेक्ट्स ऑफ क्लाइमेट चेंज. दैट इज़ द मैसेज, राइट? बिकॉज देखो, अगर एक सिंगल डिजास्टर या पेस्ट आता है तो वो सारी मोनोकल्चर में वो सारा ले जाता है. पहली लाइन इज द आंसर गाइस. पहली 4 वर्ड्स बोल रहे हैं, मोनोकल्चर कैरीज ग्रेट रिस्क. Yes. Now, as the planet warms and monsoon rains intensify, farmlands in Asia will flood. But ऐसा तो, this is also a very like conclusion. More than that, this is an assumption कि भाई Asia and North America will be the worst sufferers from climate change. This is more like an assumption. Definitely not the main crux of the message, of the passage. Yes, did you all get a hang of it? Are you all able to understand, guys? Yes. Kalpana, Arpana, Jimmy, Sujit, Vandana, Saurabh, guys, you all have got it right. Even Priyanka has got it right. Good job, guys. Good job. Okay, let's go ahead with the last passage of this session. It's a comparatively bigger passage. Let's see what the passage is asking. Which of the following will assist? ये एक completely purely it's not asking your conclusion or all of that. Let's see, it's completely based on the passage. And second question, however, as I know, is asking assumptions. So let's keep the assumptions also in mind. Okay, let's go ahead and read this passage and underline the important keywords. A diversity of natural assets will be needed to cope with climate change and ensure productive agriculture, forestry and fisheries. For example, crop varieties are needed that perform well under drought, heat and enhance CO2. But the private sector and farmer-led process of choosing crops favors your homogeneity adapted to past or current conditions, not varieties capable of producing consistently high yields in warmer, wetter or drier conditions. Accelerated breeding programs are needed to conserve a wider pool of genetic resources of existing crops, breeds, and their wild relatives. Relatively intact ecosystems such as forested catchments, mangroves, wetlands can buffer the impacts of climate change. Under a changing climate, these ecosystems are themselves at risk, and management approaches will need to be more proactive and adaptive. Connections between natural areas, such as migration corridors, may be needed to facilitate species movement to keep up with the change in climate. Okay, let's go through it once again. A diversity of natural assets will be needed to cope with climate change and ensure productive agriculture, forestry and fisheries. For example, crop varieties are needed that perform well under drought, heat and enhance CO2, but the private sector and farmer-led process of choosing crops favors homogeneity adapted to past or current conditions, not varieties capable of producing consistently higher yields in warmer, wetter or drier conditions. Accelerated breeding programs are needed to conserve a wider pool of genetic resources of existing crops, breeds and their wild relatives. Relatively intact ecosystems such as forested catchments, mangroves, wetlands can buffer the impacts of climate change. Under a changing climate, these ecosystems are themselves at risk, and management approaches will need to be more proactive and adapted. Connections between natural areas such as migration corridors may be needed to facilitate species movement to keep up with the change in climate. Okay, let's see what the first question is asking. With reference to the above passage, which of the following would assist us in coping with the climate change? First, conservation of natural water resources. Second, conservation of wider gene pool. Third, existing crop management practices. And fourth, your migration corridors. Select the correct answer, guys. Yes. Priyanka is going with D. Vandana is going with D. Mahadev Swami is going with C. D. Guys, the answer to this is B. The answer to this is B. 1, 2 and 4. एग्जिस्टिंग क्रॉप मैनेजमेंट प्रैक्टिसेस कहीं नहीं लिखा है. ये देखो आपका वाइडर जीन पूल लिखा है, ठीक है, माइग्रेशन कॉरिडोर्स लिखा है, ठीक है, फिर आपका ये जो है कंजर्वेशन ऑफ नेचुरल वाटर रिसोर्सेज भी लिखा है कहीं, ये फिशरीज, इकोसिस्टम्स लाइक हाँ वाटर रिसोर्सेज, वेटलैंड्स और ये सब ना, ठीक है. बट हाउएवर देयर इज नो वेयर मेंशन्ड अबाउट योर यस 2 and 4 तो बस श्योर है, राइट. 2 and 4 तो थे ही थे, ठीक है. तो 2 and 4 एक सेकेंड, हाँ, तो 2 and 4 तो बिल्कुल वी नो कि 4 तो है ही है, तो जिसमें 4 नहीं है वो तो हटा दो, ठीक है. उसके बाद अब हम वी नो कि 2 तो है ही है, तो अब 2 सी में नहीं है तो ये भी हटा दो. नाउ यू लेफ्ट विद बी एंड डी. अब डी अगर आप थर्ड वाला पढ़े, एग्जिस्टिंग क्रॉप मैनेजमेंट प्रैक्टिसेस, ये कहीं भी मेंशन करा है. विद रेफरेंस टू द अबव पैसेज विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग वुड असिस्ट अस इन कोपिंग विद द क्लाइमेट चेंज. गाइस पैसेज के हिसाब से, अपने हिसाब से नहीं. एग्जिस्टिंग क्रॉप मैनेजमेंट प्रैक्टिसेस कहाँ लिखा है, कहीं नहीं मेंशन करा है ना. That is why the correct answer is B and not D. All those who went with D guys, थोड़ी जल्दबाजी करी है आप लोगों ने, है ना. इसमें existing crop management practices नहीं लिखा हुआ है कहीं भी. इसमें ना ऐसे अगर कोई डाउट हो तो पैसेज पढ़ लिया करो वापस से, ठीक है. ये देखो ये लिखा है, योर अंडर अ चेंजिंग क्लाइमेट दीज इकोसिस्टम्स आर देमसेल्व्स एट रिस्क एंड मैनेजमेंट अप्रोचेज विल नीड टू बी मोर प्रोएक्टिव एंड adaptive. Crop management, this is not going to help them they cope with the climate change. They need to be more existing crop. सुनो yes, ये now देखो पैसेज में अभी हमने पढ़ा ना मैनेजमेंट अप्रोचेस, है ना. तो अब मैनेजमेंट अप्रोचेस के बारे में अगर हम बात करें तो ये existing crop management practices will not help us in coping with the climate change. The management approaches will need to be more proactive and adaptive. ठीक है. हाँ, अब नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, हाँ नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज ऑन assumption. Just a second. The next question is, with reference to the above passage, the following assumptions have been made. First, diversification of livelihood acts as a coping strategy for climate change. And second, adoption of monocropping practices leads to the extension of plant varieties and their wild relatives. Which of these assumptions are correct, guys? Tell me. पैसेज भी एक बार देख लो. Final answer, guys. Guys, the answer is A. The answer is A. Guys, देखो मोनोक्रॉपिंग प्रैक्टिस का ये लिखा है कि हाँ इट मे हेल्प इन कोप विद क्लाइमेट चेंज, बट इट्स नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट द फैक्ट दैट इट लीड्स टू extinction of plant varieties and their wild relatives. So if you eliminate this, you're left with A. And diversification of livelihood acts as a coping strategy for climate change. ये देखो ना, diversity of natural assets will be needed to cope with climate change and ensure productive agriculture, forestry and fisheries. The first line has the answer. For example, crop varieties are needed that perform well under drought, heat and enhance carbon dioxide. निवेदिता कंफ्यूज हो गए लास्ट वाले में? नहीं, मैं बता रही हूँ. Even I was actually confused between A and B, honestly. But then I went ahead with A because then I saw that diversification of livelihood पूछ रहा है, acts as a coping mechanism. That is coping strategy for climate change. That is what the first two lines are about, are saying again and again, right? That a diversity of natural assets will be needed to cope with climate change and ensure productive agriculture, forestry and fisheries. Okay, and yes, this is the second question. Yes, so guys, the correct answer to this is A. Yes, got it? Yes, guys, any doubt, any clarification? We've done about 6 passages. If anyone has any doubt, you guys can let me know. Really enjoyed teaching you guys this passage. Practice karte rahoge, you will get all the passages right. Don't worry, guys. किसी को कोई डाउट, कोई क्वेरी, कोई कंफ्यूजन, कोई क्लैरिफिकेशन? Yeah, also there's no mention of monoculture cropping also. Yes, that could also be your hint at second one being wrong. Yeah. ठीक है, तो पैसेज जितना उसको आप देखोगे, समझोगे, परखोगे, you will get the answer. ठीक है. आशुतोष ए ना, बी नहीं है. Okay, any other doubt, any other query? Otherwise I'll wrap up. Timing of next class, Vikram, I have a class on Unacademy in the next 2 minutes on my your Unacademy app. You can see it there. I have a mock test and then we have MCQs on modern history, so you can join me there as well. And then you can from every day, Monday to Friday, you can join me for my CSAT class. Ma'am, once more, Ashutosh, which question are you essentially asking for? One more time. Just one repeated, increase time duration and cover more passage. Yes, Priyanka, I'm going to be working on that. Going forward, we'll try and do like at least 7-8 passages from 5 to 6 passages. Okay? I will try and do 10 at least. Anything else, Ashutosh? What do you want me to repeat exactly? No issues, Kaveri. I will always work hard for all of you. But Ashutosh, what are you saying, ma'am? Once more, which one do you want me to say once more? Batao. Quickly. ठीक है गाइज, मुझे कमेंट सेक्शन में देख लेना. आई विल डेफिनेटली एड्रेस ऑल योर क्वेरीज देयर. ठीक है, ओके. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर जॉइनिंग इन गाइज. डू नॉट फॉरगेट टू इनरोल फॉर Unacademy Combat if you've not done it already. And this subscription offer, guys, there's a limited period offer, so please attain the benefits and do not miss out on the there's going to be a price hike, so do not miss out on the limited discount offer. Yes. How A is possible in this one, Baba? Because there's no mention A of monocropping, and B, it's not talking about the fact that it will lead to extinction of your plant varieties. It's talking about homogeneity, and it is talking generally about the fact that we will need more high high yielding programs, and nowhere talking about the extension of plant varieties. That is why the second one is wrong. Okay, chalo. Yes, so please do take the subscription right away and avail the benefits. PRAT live is the code that you need to use. Thank you so much for your time, guys. Please use the code PRAT live and avail the benefits. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe this video, guys. Thank you so much for your time and your effort. May you all be blessed with tremendous amount of happiness, joy. May you all be healthy, happy, and may you all prosper, and may you have the energy to deal with anything in life. May all the negative energies be disintegrated. This is it from my side. Thank you so much. Yes, I will increase the time, but do ensure that the passages that we are doing from here after you get all of them right. This is it from my side, guys. Bye bye, take care. I will see mostly all of you on my Unacademy platform. Yes, app. We'll do the mock test. Yes, every day at 5 in morning, 12 afternoon, 12 o'clock we do the mock test, and then for 1 o'clock I do polity questions, and at 6 o'clock we do history questions. This is it from my side, guys. Thank you so much for your time. Take care. This is it from my side, and do not forget to like this video if you liked it, if you liked the way I taught. Bye bye, guys. Take care. See you all on YouTube tomorrow at 4. See you, guys. Bye bye.